to someone that, of course, needs to come back. Ryan Murphy, um, American Crime Story impeachment. We've been talking about Ryan Murphy a lot. Actually, I didn't even check. Is he actually he's probably an executive producer on this, right? But I doubt he's
Yeah, he
directing.
is. No, he's not. Yeah, not directing, but he's the creator of American Crime Story, the franchise. So this is one of his joints, and notably because of a older deal signed between Fox and Netflix in 2016 that included global rights to ACS. American Crime Story Impeachment is not part of FX on Hulu, despite being an FX series, and ACS always being an FX show. So it'll be on Netflix sometime next year, but you do not get that on demand next day viewing on Hulu the way you do with, say, Why the Last Man or other FX shows like Reservation Dogs. So that was kind of a eyebrow raising thing when I realized, wait, an FX show is not on Hulu the next day?
Mhm.
What the fuck, man? Alas, here we
Yeah.
are. Deals are
Al-
deals.
Also, just want to clean this up. He did, in fact, direct this episode of this week. So
Just
Ryan
the pilot.
Murphy. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't. It doesn't have the other directors here on the page I'm looking at, but um, yeah. I mean, I don't know. American Crime Story, obviously O.J. Simpson. While I don't think it's the best acted TV show of last however many years, it was just super compelling. I mean, the OJ saga is just so compelling as is that I feel like you'd really have to flub it up to not make it a somewhat at
Eh,
least interesting TV
I
show.
mean, if anything, I would say the acting is the best part about People versus OJ.
You think so?
Specifically, I mean, Courtney B. Vance.
Bruce.
No, sorry,
That's
Courtney B.
true.
Vance as Johnny Cochran, and then Sterling K. Brown as Chris Darden. That was a complete revelation at the time. And then
Yeah,
also Sarah
right.
Parson
Yeah.
as Marsha Clark. Those three performances are awesome. And
Great,
yeah,
great
like
point. Yeah.
Schwimmer's kind of juice juice all
Juice.
the time, and Travolta's doing his thing. But
And
I and
Gooding Jr. is not good either.
yeah, but I guess that's the best part because like I think it just all kind of coalesced because like the writing on that straightforward, but like it was the best example of what the American Crime Story thing is supposed to be in terms of presenting like tabloidy and media sensationalized public stories and dramatizing them. And it was the best example. Like Gianni Versace, notably, was non-linear and told in reverse order. And in general, I just didn't think was as a compelling story to experience again. And I guess that's kind
Oh,
of the key question with impeachment is this a compelling story to revisit? It's notable that this was initially dropped as a potential ACS season because Murphy didn't think it should be done without Monica Lewinsky's say in the matter. And then about a year later, she signed on as a producer. Lewinsky did,
mhm.
and they made the show. And of course, they dropped the Hurricane Katrina thing years ago at this point as potential season. And now we have it. And yeah, it's clear that we're getting the Lewinsky side of the story,
Mhm.
focusing on the women. Also, Paula Jones, Linda Tripp. That's clearly our three central figures here. From what I understand from the critics, Bill Clinton's presence is minimal in this season, in the story, the way they're telling it. But I mean, did it do enough for you in one episode to make you want to
No.
keep going?
Oh man. I mean, I'm gonna keep going just because it's a scandal from my childhood that from our childhood that I think we both probably at least remember being part of the adults in our lives
I mean,
everyday
barely.
news
When
for
did
a
this
while.
happen? 99,
Yeah, I
98.
mean, I think it's 99.
Yeah,
Let's
I was
see.
only like 7, so I was definitely aware of what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, I remember all the hullabaloo about it and whatnot. It's I think it's really tough because Linda Tripp in this is painted as such a piece of shit, you
Yeah,
know?
clearly.
And it's yeah, and the first episode just revolves around her. And like you said, setting up like Monica as this very sympathetic figure who got I think Lewinsky has been painted in a terrible light. And I think recently people have started to recognize how
Mm,
unfair the publicity around all this was when
right.
she's totally taken advantage of as a young professional in the workplace with the most powerful man in the world who was seducing her and
Mhm.
being inappropriate with her. But it seems pretty one sided, like you said, and to me that's not as interesting. Also, you don't get any Bill in this. You get like maybe like one second at the very end. It's like I want to see Clive Owen just doing his thing. Let's see it. And if he sucks as Bill, then the show probably is going to totally flop.
Mm.
Beanie, she can probably pull off a good Lewinsky. I thought she was okay, very like doe-eyed in this first episode, but just overall, I just didn't think anything here really grabbed me. If anything, I was like, okay, we get it. She like hates the way she looks, and like Linda Tripp is very
Yeah.
jealous of this person. Like we get it. Like let's just kind of move on. But
And that's kind of been the thing with the advanced reviews is that it's not very nuanced. And stop me if you heard this before about a Ryan Murphy associated
I
show
was
not
about to
being
say that.
nuanced,
I was
but
about to say that.
here we are. But yeah, like Linda Tripp presence is like bordering on like unwatchable just because of how grating it is. Sarah Paulson, for what it's worth, doing what she does, but she's also, kind of like wearing prosthetics and wearing a fat suit. I don't know if that was the best choice. Could just maybe
Mhm.
cast someone else. And also
Yeah,
like, yeah, this is doing a good job to like tell the Monica side of the story. And Lewinsky I think, gave a TED talk years ago, and it seemed in general she's more public facing now and try to take back her life and her story and all that. But you know what this is not going to do is recontextualize Linda Tripp, who, by the way, had a very tough time publicly during all this as well.
right.
Remember the John Goodman SNL skits and stuff. It's
Mhm.
like it's definitely the Lewinsky side of things,
Yeah.
and the story with a more capable hand. I don't even know if like there's a higher level to achieve with this, just because if you're not going to try and turn over a new leaf beyond the obvious stuff, then kind of like what's the point? Because People vs. OJ was just fun because of how pulpy the story is, right? Impeachment isn't fun, everything around it is bad. And even if we're going to try and contextualize the blame and rightfully put it on, Bill Clinton in terms of power dynamics and all that, I just still don't know if there's enough here to really make it the most watchable thing.
Yeah. I will say it's only 5 episodes, so you know, at least it's not going to be something we have to tune into for 10. And I think that's a good call. When you were talking a second ago, I was like, let's hope this isn't like 7 or 8 because I think then they're really going to be dragging this out. I think 5 is probably a good sweet spot. You get like a Bill and Hillary episode, and then you get Bill being deposed and impeached, and finally having like the "I did not have sexual relations with that woman" thing. Like you kind of know the beats that are going to come about from this, but
So I hate to break it to you, but the critics have seen 7 of 10 episodes. This is
no,
10 episodes.
bro. Oh man, this is the second time today I got. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, I gotta say, like,
OJ
I'm
was
just
10 and Versace was 9. So probably saw that coming.
bloated. Like, if it really was 5, I feel like that would be a good amount. But
Sure.
yeah, I think I'm out on that many.
Yeah. Apparently, Edie Falco's Hillary Clinton is also like barely in the show as well. And it, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've only seen one episode, but just seems like I kind of seen a lot of it already based on what everyone else is saying who's seen more of it. So
And to me,
um,
I feel like that would be one of the most interesting aspects is like seeing the like behind the scenes look of how the Clintons, as a powerful public
mhm,
couple, were dealing with this and
yeah,
what their marriage actually was. It's long been reported it's one way, and publicly facing they're obviously a different way. I don't know.
yeah. So
Ryan
they did
Murphy, not
announce
the person to do this.
right. So they did announce what the fourth season being developed is going to be about, American Crime Story, and that'll be about Studio 54, which I think has a lot more potential,
Yeah.
just because obviously that's a story of the famous world renowned nightclub, legendary, then quickly crashes and burns due to tax evasion on the part of the founders and the owners. That seems really ripe to be fun because there's all like the obvious flash and
Halston.
fun stuff about Studio 54 in its heyday before everything goes to shit. So I do think that's a great choice. So
Yeah,
TBD
and
on
that
whether
was
they actually make it.
just featured heavily in the miniseries Halston on
Yep.
Netflix. So if you want to get a little taste for that, go check that out. Um, yeah, I don't know. Ryan Murphy, I'm selling all my tickets on this. I even forgot to change the background.